Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news, so let's get right into it. So, via Jake L. Fisher here, the Phoenix Suns have got some interest members, or some point guards that interest members of the Phoenix Suns. So, these are some names here. We got Emmanuel Quickley, currently of the New York Knicks, Gabe Vincent of the Miami Heat, currently in the NBA Finals, Peyton Pritchard, Davion Mitchell, and Monte Morris. I know people say, "Oh, Peyton Pritchard," but Peyton Pritchard is a real hooper. He got playoff minutes last. Peyton did. You must not remember what Peyton did when he got playoff minutes last few years. He's a gym rat and a good point guard who can get a bucket. And basically, politics have basically buried him on the bench in Boston. That's why he wants out. He can start or be a good six-man option for a lot of teams instead of not getting minutes. When you need three-point shooting, instead of keeping your star players in, say Jason Tatum, or Jaylen Brown, who can't make a three, you put Peyton Pritchard's one of the best three-point shooters. Put him in. Peyton Pritchard is actually nice. Some people are just casuals and expose themselves. People say, "Oh, that's why he never plays." Right? He's on the most stacked team in the league. Their team's so stacked. He's not getting playing time, and I can see why the Phoenix Suns are interested. He's better than Cam Payne and Landry Shamet. It's not close, at least in my opinion. Out of all these options, I think Gabe Vincent is the best option because he's a great three-point shooter. I mean, maybe Quickley. I think Quickley's a better player. Not biased because he's a former Kentucky player. He's just much better. I think Gabe Vincent would cook on this team, but he's not leaving the Miami Heat. If I was the Suns here, I would go after either Emmanuel Quickley or a hot take, Peyton Pritchard. I think Quick could be the best of the bunch, but Gabe Vincent is really good too, though. Don't get it twisted. But who would run the offense? Basically, probably who would run the offense is, I don't know. Whatever point guard they get will run the offense. But watch them. They're going to try and offer Cam Payne for like a 6-man of the year runner-up. I feel like they don't have the assets to acquire any of these guys. But the Celtics have no use for Peyton Pritchard, and they aren't going to pay him, and he wants a role. You can trade a second and the $4.9 million trade exception to get him. I would do it. Peyton Pritchard is just he's an underrated hooper to me. So, Colin Cowherd, via the Herd, he had another bad take. Somebody take his mic away. Somebody take Colin Cowherd's mic away. He explained why Jamal Murray, quote, isn't a superstar. He said, quote, John Elway is bigger today in Denver than Jamal Murray, end quote. Oh, is he now, Mr. Cowherd? I think Jamal Murray's definitely becoming a superstar. And it's not Kentucky bias. It's the facts. Just look at the stats. Look at this playoff run. And if he's not, if you debate me, he's not a superstar, I won't say you're wrong. He's at least an all-star, at the very least. But the man is still living in the 90s. Colin Cowherd, this isn't the 90s, sir. This isn't the John Elway era, sir. And this is an awful take to evaluate a superstar. Even if he isn't a superstar, but should be considered an all-star level due to playoff performances. I mean, come on, dude. Colin Cowherd's literally living in the 90s. He's definitely on the verge of becoming a superstar. But this dude has some of the worst takes in sports history. Occasionally he'll say something of relevance. I'll give him that, but Jesus Christ, dude. If you want to have a better argument, don't just say, oh, John Elway's bigger than, is bigger today in Denver than Jamal Murray. Like, come up with something original. Like, give some logic. I don't know what kind of logic that is right there. He maybe hasn't reached his full potential yet, but damn it, he will. I think Andrew Lopez, Zion Williamson donated $250,000 to help with uniform costs for children who have to attend new schools. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just kind of laughing at his PR team putting this stuff out because, the thing came out about him. After he revealed that he got his girlfriend's pregnant, the porn star Mariah Mills, I think her name is, basically alleged Zion might have got her pregnant. His PR team is definitely moving like 2018 LeBron. Good job, PR team. Someone tell Zion to check his Twitter. That's what someone's telling him. Yeah, I guess he's a freaky and kind man. But now this is kind to donate $250K to help with uniform costs for children that have to attend new schools. But I was kind of laughing at the thing at the PR team getting this out really quick, trying to get all the attention off, trying to get all the attention away from the Mariah Mills thing. So Kevin O'Connor, quote, "My leaked sources say that Portland's interest in building around Lillard is genuine." Is it now? The front office is exploring deals for the number 3 pick, and it's also open to moving Anthony Simons, end quote, via Kevin O'Connor NBA. I think it's 3 to 4 years too late for that. But he led the league in scoring in 2023, 65 true shooting, the base of his career, 32.3 points. I don't think it's too late, but he came off his best year. But to give away Anthony Simons, though, I swear this is like the 15th post I've read about the Blazers in 24 hours on these NBA news. Like, I know it's NBA news, I have to talk about it, but I'm really tired of talking about Damian Lillard and trades. I just don't know if I would do this. Like, let him go already. Jesus Christ. I would rather trade Damian Lillard and get no younger talent and keep a younger player. Like, and I would rather keep a younger player, say, like Anthony Simons. That's just my thing. But I could definitely see a trade like this. I could definitely see like a Simons and the 3rd pick and some other stuff involved in the trade. I know, but Dame's been loyal. I can respect the loyalty, but back out of the organization. Just get traded. If they're serious about building around Dame, is taking whoever falls to 3, keeping and incorporating them, and then moving maybe Simons to help fill other needs while giving Sharp more of a green light scoring. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. The Celtics, the Heat, and the Grizzlies could pursue Chris Paul, per Chris Mannix, which I could definitely see the Celtics. I think I mentioned like the Celtics in one of the videos, where I could definitely see Chris Paul going to. And the Heat could definitely make sense as backup point guard if Gabe Vincent were to leave. The Grizzlies, maybe. The Grizzlies seems like the realistic option, but I just don't think he has any interest right now. The Grizzlies, I could see maybe he could be the starting point guard while John Moran is out, and then be the backup point guard. I mean, maybe he'll be a good starter for teams that don't really have point guards. But the Grizzlies need him right now, especially John Morant's probably gets suspended. You could have him play those games while John Morant's suspended, then he comes back, and Chris Paul can be your backup point guard. But Chris Mannix is a source, though. I've seen his source. These type of reports are useless. I think it's kind of, these are just speculations. But the Grizzlies really need a veteran bad, so I feel like maybe it'd be a good move. They really need a veteran. Per report, the New York Knicks may still pursue a trade for Donovan Mitchell at some point. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's over. Knicks, it's over. Let it go. You're not getting Donovan Mitchell. they're not going to trade Donovan Mitchell. They literally just got him for this season. They literally traded for him last season. They're not going to trade Donovan Mitchell to another team in the Eastern Conference. Like, he ain't leaving, bruh. They literally traded for him last season. They're not going to trade him to a team in the Eastern Conference that helps another Eastern Conference team. I mean, come on, dude. Quote, prominent player on the Clippers would love to have Chris Paul join the team, per Chris B. Haynes. I wonder who this prominent player is. Let me guess, it's Paul George. Actually, I think it's Kawhi Leonard, because I don't think Paul George, messes with CP3, so I think it's Kawhi. I think Kawhi's more likely. It's definitely one of those two players. I think he could be a good backup guard for him. But maybe it's Paul George, but I don't know. But they actually do have beef, so I really think it's Kawhi Leonard. Him and CP3 are probably friends. Why would he want to go where stars get hurt even more than him? He's already injury prone now. Yeah, but it's Kawhi. But I think Chris Paul would understand his role there, and he could be a good backup that plays like 12, 15 minutes. An Eastern Conference executive on James Harden, via Steve B. Hoop, say, quote, his status as a max alpha player in this league, it's over. He can't produce wins. End quote. Pretty apparent. I mean, it's not a surprise. I don't know what's happened to the guy in the last 2 years. Like, I know he's been able to get his assist numbers up, but it's just... I'm just so used to seeing Harden with a 30 points per game. And he's just not that player anymore. I mean, he can produce wins. Yes. He can produce wins in the regular season, but in the postseason and in big games, he can't do it. He can produce wins in the regular season still, it's just the playoffs is a different animal for Mr. Harden. But he did get some wins against Boston in that series, so... But they still didn't win the series, though, so who cares? Happy 43rd birthday to Mr. Udonis Haslem, the bench warmer legend for the Miami Heat. And year 20, and in the finals. Happy birthday to the Water Boy. The Spurs are a team to watch out for Chris Paul. If Chris Paul becomes a free agent, per Kevin O'Connor. See, that's a good addition. At least in my opinion. I know they have plenty of vets already, but Chris Paul I think would be a good vet for Wemby, and I think CP3 and Wemby would be a solid duo. And that's a good veteran option. That would be great for his development to get one of the best passers still in the league. He can still get a lot of assists. He just doesn't score a lot. Dwight Howard, team in Taiwan wants him to take a 65% pay cut in his next contract. The CEO said that with the new incentive package, he hopes Howard can quote, play seriously and play hard, end quote. A pay cut to play in Taiwan? Really? They should give him a raise for all the recruiting he's done, recruiting all these players to Taiwan. Gonna make some room for Dillon Brooks. Kent Williams just had hand surgery. He'll be a restricted free agent this summer, and he'll have him fully recovered by the start of training camp. Yeah, hopefully he's gone. I don't think anybody's gonna want him. So we got a rare NBA Finals trade. The Denver Nuggets are acquiring the least favorable of Oklahoma City's first-round picks in the 2024 draft, and the 37th pick in the 2023 draft, and a 2024 second-round pick for a protected 2019 or 2029 first round. Sources tell ESPN. So, and people say, "Oh, why would OKC do this?" These are literally late-round picks. They don't have enough roster spots for all the picks, so yeah. I'm just going to mention some of these hirings right quick. The Suns have hired Jazz associate GM David Fizdale, an assistant coach. Clippers promote Trent Redden to GM and Mark Hughes to the SVP role, senior vice president. The Rockets former coach, agreed to join Detroit, and new coach Monty Williams as its top assistant. Terry Stotts has joined Adrian Griffin's new staff, and James Borrego's agreed to become New Orleans' associate head coach. And Kevin Young will stay with the Suns for Coach Vogel's new staff. And the Nets have hired Kevin Ollie as an assistant, the 2014 NCAA title coach, as an assistant. But yeah, that's all I'll say for this video, so until next time, peace.